This weekend is Forbidden Door, so I thought I would go over some of my predictions for what's going to happen at the event. Currently, there are 9 matches set for Forbidden Door, and honestly, that's kind of mid-range for what AEW usually does. Usually you see about 10 or 11, maybe even 12, 13, 14 matches, but this is only 9. I think this card is going to be a really good card, so let's see how it goes. First match, we have Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Darby Allin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Will Ospreay versus the Death Riders, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. That's in a lights-out steel cage match. I'm not exactly sure what a lights-out steel cage match is. Of course, I know what a steel cage match is, but I have no idea what a lights-out one would do. But either way, I think I have Will Ospreay's team winning this. With this being Ospreay and Moxley fighting against each other, I feel like this is not the end of their beef. I feel like this will continue on for a while and eventually lead into a singles match down the line. So I'm going to go with Team Will Ospreay on this one. Next, we got the Hurt Syndicate, Brodito, and FTR in a 3-way for the Tag Team Championship. Brodito's been on a really hot streak right now, but I think Hurt Syndicate is going to take this and still retain. I honestly think Brodito was only inserted into this match because of how hot they are right now. Not saying they don't deserve it, I'm just saying that I feel like that's why they're here. I think the bigger story is probably between Hurt Syndicate and FTR here. This is one of those matches too where I wouldn't mind if any of these teams won. I think Hurt Syndicate is just going to retain here. Next we have Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland. Okada has held that unified championship for a long time now, and I think Swerve is going to take it from him. Swerve is essentially AEW's bread and butter right now, so I feel like they want to put a title on him as soon as possible. Toni Storm versus Athena for the Women's World Championship. Honestly, with Athena still being the world champion over in Ring of Honor, I don't really see her beating Toni Storm for this, especially with Toni Storm being white hot as she is. My vote is that Toni Storm actually retains here. A 4-way match for the TBS Championship with Mercedes Moné, Alex Windsor, Persephone, and Bozilla. I forgot to mention earlier that Forbidden Door includes talents not only from AEW, but from New Japan, Stardom, and CMLL. So as far as Persephone and Bozilla go, I'm not sure who they are, but that's cool. Either way, they just gave Mercedes Moné 9 belts over the weekend, so I think they're going to have her retain here. Kyle Fletcher versus Takahashi for the TNT Championship. Again, I feel like Kyle Fletcher's probably going to retain here. Takahashi not really being an AEW guy, it doesn't really make sense to give him the TNT Championship here, but I think that'll be a really good fight. This next one I didn't even know was happening. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nigel McGuinness. That one's for the World Heavyweight Championship at IWGP. Again here though, I think ZSJ is pretty okay to keep this. Forbidden Door gets filled with a lot of title matches that mainly end up retaining because there's so many companies involved in it. I think this Forbidden Door is the most companies that's ever been involved in it, but especially when it was just AEW New Japan, I feel like it was just a lot of retainments. Heyman Adam Page versus MJF. As much as I would love to see MJF as a world champion again, I do not think that that is what's happening here. I honestly don't see a world where Adam Page loses the title so quickly. He just got it maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. Probably not even that long. And again, I feel like a new MJF title run would be really cool, but I don't see that happening here. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus the Matriarchy, aka Kip Sabian and Killswitch. Nick Wayne was supposed to fight in this match, but I guess he's hurt now. But again, this is just a kind of an Edge and Christian reunion here, so this is really cool to see, especially since this is kind of why Edge even came over here. I think I'm going to give this one to Copeland and Cage, honestly. I think people want to see them win. I think AEW wants to kind of give them that last bit of run because this is most likely one of the last times they will be wrestling together. And I think it'd be pretty interesting to see them in 2025 and see what that tag team actually looks like. Those are my predictions for Forbidden Door. Tell me what you thought of them. Tell me what you think. Whatever you want to do. Let's go.